As I arrive up in the baseline, sip wine as you reserve mine. Golden rose and flow, great value. This ain't a session for children perpetrating to be a villain. Pen to Phillies, strength up the touchies. Bouncer, champion is the issue. Qualification is the lingo. The beat in your ear hole. I move the party like an earthquake. Don't like a circulating milkshake spliff. Construct, specialize in AI. Every time I build the subject matter thrill. If you wildin', slip a pill in your drink, make you chill. Book me like you're reading, steady bassy. Axe to dial on that rector. Rough you up, tough you up with the beat that bump. If I'm on the campus, I'm bound to hit the mattress with the mistress. I think like Jay-Z, I'm crazy in the nut house. They charge me for a stay that I won't pay. Assassination to the new world order. I keep it out of order. I get the salad. Veterans, vegetarians wanna know where to go. The route is where I direct. If you misunderstand it, the salad is the cess. I'm puffing, stepping, never tripping. Regular flow to me, verse 1, 2, 3 is always lethal. 50 grand I rock a jam is a plan I sketch. Like an architect, reflects off the motion. Yeah, let's do this. As I combine, the crowd is wildin'. That head on shit I always travel with. Strictly creepy spider. Make stick to the dance floor with the chunk around me. Keep my flame from the clever. The picker upper. The pickup lines clever. So what's next for the sketch? The text I like to make sure affect. This be an example of a sample that off the wall I make you move your feet. Shoot the beat. I see shells in the street, not from the beach. Turn that channel. Ladies wanna kick it. The proper shuffle in the huddle.
Welcome to The Machine Lies, where we talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies. and I'm going in no particular direction today in terms of the what we're talking about here. I do see there's a stack of comments here, so I will read through the comments and then I'll begin on the try to break down what we've been discussing for you guys. And oh man, oh man, oh man, if you haven't made it over to the show yet, you might be a little surprised. Honestly, if you're not well versed in the type of subject matter, you might flee from the scene, never to be found again. That's common, right? So who knows where we'll end up tonight, folks, or who will be here with us at the end of the night. It's always surprising, right? Sometimes you wake up, you take a head count, and yeah, lots of people have vacated the premise. And of course, it's due to our work, our whatever you want to call it, right? Lack of resolve that they've cited, right? In terms of many of the issues, but obviously we feel pretty content to just pose some of the most serious questions and have y'all work it out on your own. I'm not here to dictate anybody's views or beliefs or to try to preach to anyone, right? I think it's fine for me to just present the problems on their own terms and see, what comes out of it. Okay, so this is a real thought experiment, if you will. But yeah, blessings to the people. I greatly appreciate your correspondence. Yeah, we got a crazy quote by Dom. If you click on it, you'll find out what he had to say. I pinned this quote since it was the first comment. If you make the first comment after I post the live stream, I'll go ahead and pin your comment so that everybody will see it forever. So Dom, blessings. Very interesting comment he made about work and its relationship to humans and why we work and what work is for and the purpose of work. But yeah, blessings. I appreciate Dom Set Scales. He's been a great ally here in discussing some of the subject material and getting to know some of the people around the panels. He's a very social individual, way more social than I am. Right up. He likes to go around and talk to people. I'm not really like that. I like to stay in sort of closed corners. I don't really venture out that much, right? And if I'm told to speak, usually I will, but generally I don't have much to say in large groups. So you'll notice that I'm usually pretty quiet on panels, but yeah, Soul Crusher from White Zombie is a good song. Indeed it is. White Zombie is a great band. Many people have told me I look like Rob Zombie. So I don't know if that's a compliment or but yeah, people have said that. They've called me Muslim Rob Zombie. So, incidentally, one of the White Zombie songs opens with the Muslim call to prayer. That's the thing. Lev Kung Fu Shaolin. Blessings. I appreciate you. All right, we got the homie Reddington in the house. What's going on?
Not much.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. You tell me. Namaste. I greatly appreciate you. Lizard Tree. Great appearance on Jax today, TML. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching me there. And been trying to stop in more with Jack Talcott and Truther Cop since they've been since they've generously hosted me a number of times and they always provide a space for me to express myself, and it is it's rare around here, as you may or may not know, right? That we actually get a chance to, be respected on a platform. Because most of the platforms here, they're not conducive to the type of conversation that we're accustomed to, the speed and pace of conversation that we've become accustomed to. Okay, it's a very slow pace, and honestly, it could be a little boring for us. I don't know you guys. I mean, a lot of people seem to like it, but I'm not really too keen on like just chitter chatter, endless chitter chatter. That doesn't have any, really aim or purpose behind it. So I kind of get a little bit dismayed, but if called to speak on a particular issue, I really appreciate it. And today it was goodness. So I wanted to express what goodness is in terms of the Tao Te Ching. So I presented 3 important chapters. I think they really highlighted the nature of goodness. Because it's not what you expect, right? It's not people who are trying to be good, right? Who think they're good, right? Okay, it's not that goodness means that there's a total disappearance of the bad stuff in life, right? And in some sense it means embracing the bad stuff, right? And how you behave towards that bad stuff, right? That's part of goodness. So, you know, so I was trying to express those various views. I know they can be a little bit jarring for people because people start to think, well, why is badness part of goodness, or what does or what exactly is it? The fact that goodness means that you don't think you're good, or you don't have to assert that. So what are you asserting in terms of goodness if you don't think you're good, right? And all this stuff, but it's about how it is similar to truth, right? Goodness is like a process, and in which the more you build up to it, the more you're critical of what you have, right? So it's like, the path of goodness unveils more and more goodness piles on, right? And it's the same with truth, right? The more you know what you don't know, right? It doesn't become easier to think about things, right? You pile truth on truth, things complexify. Right? That's why I say that the knowledge game is dangerous, right? Right? The knowledge game is, we'll let Jim Bob say.
You should be seeking this knowledge to expose evil. That's something Christians are supposed to do.
No, we don't seek knowledge. That's Gnosticism.
So some might say simply seeking knowledge is Gnosticism, with no pretext. I'm pretty sure it's deeper than that, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and figure out what we're doing here. Oh yeah, I still didn't look at the chat. Let me go ahead and finish doing that. Yeah, exactly. Lev Kung Fu's going off. He's saying hey to everybody in the chat. Wow. That's a lot of effort, a lot of good stuff, man. I appreciate you, man. He's remembering everyone, he's trying to have a communication. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, you guys are digging the music. The girls in the forest. Oh, run, Forest, run. I mean, yeah. Gypsy Zen. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was actually Pakistani. But yeah. I played some Pakistani music in the beginning of this. It is what it is. Blessing TML, Triple OG. And I played some Ali Shaheed Muhammad. His jazz music is just, oof. That's the guy who produced A Tribe Called Quest. He now makes jazz music, and it's excellent. It's excellent. Yeah, blessings. Yeah, Substantial. I played some rap by Substantial. Yeah, he's cool. Namaste. Blessings. I like that profile picture. I like those type of colors, orange, and I'm getting more into that. Bullseye. Yeah. I mean, yeah, why don't you take your best shot then? Bullseye. What are you going to shoot me through the screen? It's called a halo, bucko. You don't see the light because you're darkened. All right. Whereas we are hidden in the light, and so on and so forth. Life is full of work. Exactly. It's insane. I definitely notice you're quiet on panels. Yeah. Yeah, I like to be there for people, but I don't want to I'm not compelled to say much. I'm not gonna jump down people's throat. That's not my thing. If I'm called on, hey, it's like a particular thing or somebody has a thing or to jump in, I get really interested. I just let it flow. It's not my thing. I'm there. People know what type of content I make. If I'm called on to speak on a subject, then they can say, well, I'm one of the people on there. They can have a one-on-one with me, right? And just ask me questions if they wanted to. So I let people run their show. I let the type of people I want to talk to have full range around here, and then I just move on. TML. I appreciate you guys. I mean, if you want to hear from me, I think this would be the place to hear from me. But yeah, don't expect them to let me talk on other panels. they're they're trying to keep your boy down, way down. All right, they don't want me to speak. They don't want it. All right, so let's just be honest. They don't want me to speak out there. So I'm not trying to be intrusive either. I'm not trying to come in and hey, you guys know about
You don't want to spurg out.
some of it's a Debbie Downer. I was walking. I went to the lake, and there's a beautiful scantily clad woman there, and so she sits down on like a rock, right, or whatever. So like started talking to her about things, and yeah, I mean, the type of things I talk about normally is like nature, right? Technology, they're on the phone, so talking about the cell phone, and oh, you're watching the YouTube, and hey, I'm on the YouTube, right? And and I talk about technology on YouTube. It's kind of stupid, right? And but I think it's important to tell people about technology. Tell people about Walden and Henry David Thoreau and civil disobedience and Ted Kaczynski, and this is normally the type of stuff I talk about. So I just noticed that. Right.
Yeah, most people run away though.
Yeah, most people would run away. Yeah.
In the general public, I mean.
And I'm sure she was thinking, this is a crazy motherfucker. Right? This guy came out of nowhere. He's got like a full beard of fuzzy fucking snuffleupagus. He's talking about fucking the Unabomber and stuff. Right? Yeah. But beautiful woman. Her name was Summer. Right? So shout out if she decides to watch the show. But I appreciate them. Probably not. But yeah. But yeah, I have convinced people out in the world to watch the show The Machine Lies. Definitely. So yeah, shout out to all my IRL home home slice, and yeah, shout out to the home slice. There only certainty that everything is only one certainty that everything is uncertain. Yeah, Alchemos always got he's always got like ninja vibes. And he's cool, man. I appreciate this dude. I mean, I like that his avatar, always calms me. I like black. I like the color black a lot. I don't know if you guys noticed that. The color black is very calming for me. you know, uh, you know, I don't know if anybody else gets that vibe. Black and purple, get a good vibe from those colors. Right.
I used to have, excuse me, I used to have a lot of black shirts, and then I realized, like, well, shit, I need to, like, make this a little switch this up a little bit. I get confused which one is which.
Yeah, all my shirts are black, but they're different, and they're like these long shirts, where you call them a camise, right? So, yeah, I got long black, like it looks like cloaks, and then I'm always wearing huge black coats. Like either like black, like business suit things, right, over it, or black coats, right? So, yeah, and then I'm always wearing sunglasses, even when I'm outside. So I'm always wearing at least 3 layers of clothing, all black, and sunglasses, and a long black like smock. So I mean, yeah, I mean, this is just how I look. This is how I normally go out. This is how I dress the majority of the time. So it just so happens I'm all black all the time, right? I don't like to wear much else, and if you go look in my closet, it is just a sea of just black clothes. And then on the very right side, there's a bunch of different colors, right? You'll see a bunch of different colors there, but I don't break those out. Normally it's always all black. So I don't know what to do. I've done that ever since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I went to high school. I wore, black shell toe Adidas, black sweatpants, black sweatshirt, right, black socks, black underwear, black undershirt. Everything was black. All right. So I've done that since I was a kid. So, I don't know. I guess it's just easier to pick clothes, or I don't know why I do it, but yeah, that's just what I do. But yeah, yeah, Summer, yeah, shout out to Summer, yeah, blessings from the park, yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, styling, like monks. Oh yeah, yeah, the actually the Orthodox monks are all black, aren't they? Probably look a lot like them. If a bunch of them walk by me and I was standing like next to them, like at a grocery store, they'd probably be looking at me like I'd be looking at them like, like what the fuck, like these...
like the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Green Diesel. Whoa, how'd you do that? Oh no, they're sunglasses. Oh, I thought you made a comment with nothing in it. I didn't see the sunglasses, but yeah. All right. Yeah, black underwear. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I got black underwear. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I'm about to get roasted out here. Okay, I appreciate you guys. All right, let me drop the link again. I don't know if people are out here. People want to hop on. We'll get popping with the, what we're, what we've been talking about. You know what I mean? And I might lay out like different ideas. Now obviously I'm not going to go in any particular direction, but we are talking about obviously the world technological system. And within that idea, we're sort of covering Heidegger, right? And Heidegger's views on technology. Now, we had a long drawn discussion with Hostile Hyperborean last time. He seems to be very much critical of Heidegger's philosophy, and there's many reasons to be critical of his thought process, right? And namely, this idea that his views are way too abstract. Okay, so he has this idea which is very abstract about the sort of technosphere and how it's coming to being and what its role is, and what humans should do about it. Namely, in that he offers almost zero prescriptions. Okay, as Hostile Hyperborean partly pointed out, that his prescription is like no prescription at all, to just kind of like letting it be, and letting things be, and because to try to solve the problem is to keep on perpetuating it, because then you're thinking in a technological way in order to solve the problem. And so his sort of standoff approach is based on the very notion that we are not in control of technology, and that it is a sort of process that is both dual, like sort of concealing and revealing. And in the way that it you know um conceals information is by encoding a techne, right, in a logos, right? So using this symbolic architecture towards these technical means, and of course it expands out in sort of parasitizing on the human sort of thought process in order to transform the process of nature into a sort of technical process, right? And this idea he calls in framing. So, and he talks about how the Rhine River was sort of changed into a sort of energy production plant. And in the one sense, you could think of it as a river. In the other sense, you could think of it as an energy production plant. And so he talks about the sort of way that a technical analysis unveils a sort of new way of thinking about both nature and humanity. And of course, this is something that Alul also has brought forward, is that the technical is a process, okay, which works through these things like science and mechanical, right, things, and but obviously technics or techniques, right, is a word that is kind of used by Mumford, right? It's used by Oswald Spengler. Okay, it's used by Jacques Ellul. I think maybe Jacques Ellul was saying technique because it's like a French version of technique. I could be wrong about that, but it does kind of sound like technic, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he read Mumford and stuff. He even refers to Mumford and his theories, and he even agrees with Mumford that the mechanical clock is the most important invention of our age. Now, that might seem very simplistic, right? The mechanical clock. How could that be? And of course, the first reason why it was invented was because of churches and mosques. Interestingly enough, right? Because they had to automate the time for their prayer services or whatever, right? So they created these complex water clocks. And of course, this was a rudimentary design that then led. I could be wrong about that one too. I don't know if exactly the water clocks had much to do with the mechanical clock invention, but I just surmised that around the medieval times they were doing the same thing, right? They were building these water clocks, right? And then they built a mechanical clock, right? It seems kind of parallel, right? They're probably thinking of the same thing. I could be wrong. But yeah, I seem to link those two things together, or at least they're linked together in my mind. But of course, there's many different ideas in history where people invent one or two different inventions at the same time that have to do with each other. The same type of thoughts and ideas pop up, right? quite sporadically, right? And of course, all around the world, like one example is that Lao Tzu and Socrates, right? They come to different, opinions about this idea of goodness and virtue and humility and knowledge, and how the more you know, the more you know that you don't know. And knowledge, a part of knowledge is knowing what you don't know, then giving up your sense of what you already think you know, okay, in order to unveil new types of knowledge, and so on and so forth. So this process, right? Um, that they've come out with is really one of the most interesting sort of developments in thought. Okay, which is that the enterprise of knowledge is sort of limitless or infinite, is what they sort of alluded to. Okay, and this means uh, a lot of things, right? It means that the pursuit of knowledge may be sort of endless. Okay, so we need to have a design in our sort of pursuit of knowledge, or else we'll sort of get carried away with knowledge for the sake of knowledge. Okay, and of course, this process goes on to infinity. You go further and further into the maelstrom of darkness. Okay, unless you figure out that there is a sort of guiding light or a sort of ultimate truth that you cannot contend with, that sort of, puts your pursuit of knowledge into perspective, and that is namely, right, this idea of wisdom, right, or value or ethical application of truth, and so on and so forth. Because you know knowledge is knowing the difference between good and evil, but obviously wisdom is knowing what to do with the information of what is the difference between good and evil. And any philosophy that has to ask the question, then what, at the end of its explanations, excuse me, is thoroughly incomplete, right? Any philosophy that has to you know uh seek a practical application, okay, for its idealistic claims is incomplete. Okay, and any philosophy that doesn't have history attached to it tends towards idealism. So we are trapped in a world kind of where we're led by science and art, right? It's not religion and philosophy, right? That was a previous age, right? The previous age was the age of religion and philosophy. Okay, and it's anthropomorphic or anthropocentric designs, okay, of man being a mediator between God and earth, and this being the projected through this idea of the heavenly man or the archetypal man. With this idea that religion and philosophy sort of created, okay, was usurped by science and art and techniques. I mean, of course, science and technology are two different things, right? Technology started out as art, and then it started to guide the scientific process, right? Okay, so it's a very unique thing in history. Okay, art and techniques started out as symbolic, not as mechanical. okay, their main impetus for this form was not the creation of tools and mechanistic designs, right? But it served primarily as a vehicle of symbolic expression. And then when science started to dominate, right, and the scientific worldview, ideology, right, through humanism, universalism, liberalism, these things came to dominate the world. They replaced the religious view of thinking, right? They started to create art and techniques in their own form because they replaced those religious systems, right, and the mythological basis for those systems. So they started to guide the mythological scope. They started to guide art and techniques in their own direction. And this is the story that we've been sort of bringing to you guys, right? Okay, did I drop the link or is it way up there or where'd it go? Oh no, the link is there. Yeah, feel free to join in. I'm sort of riffing here. Now, as I said, Spangler and you know, and Lowell and Mumford, right? They all talk about this process and how it's emerged throughout human history. Now, obviously, Skolimowski is pointing out this very same idea, okay, of this scientific worldview developing over time. Okay, and okay, I'm talking about the Polish philosopher Henryk Skolimowski. He is sort of very much interested in a historical analysis, and we previously said that we need history. Okay, because the history of philosophy really unveils a lot about it, right? How they say different ideas spread and what their implications are. That's more important than what the philosophers have said. Right, by and large, the philosophers have not laid out any unique systems of ethics or politics or anything. They've colluded with all sorts of ideologies in terms of science and religion, and in order to come to their views. Okay, so what their particular influences were and what their goals were in deriving their particular viewpoints, okay, history will really tell you that, right? And it'll be pretty fair in telling you what their real accomplishments were. So you could see the efficacy of their words. And that tells you way more. Right? Sometimes knowing the man is way more important than knowing his ideas. And the philosophers have always claimed the opposite. Isn't that interesting? Right? They've always told people to look at the man's ideas. And that the ideas can speak for themselves and so on and so forth. And this idea of abstraction, right, or time binding, as it is referred to by Alfred Korzybski, right, is a particularly human trait. Okay, but these abstract and universal modes have sort of infiltrated all forms of language, all forms of communication, and the main culprit in that assimilation or you know you know both assimilation and complexification of memetics is technics, folks. So it brings us back to square one. What the fuck are we talking about here on the Machine Lives with only fucking a lot of people have left since I started talking? Why? Because I'm talking about science, art, and techniques? Is that what you people are afraid of? Is that what you people want to run from? Holy shit, man. Holy jumping jackfish. Technics. What the hell? I don't even know. All right. Yeah, let's put this tree up, man. Yeah, the tree. Is that a tree or what is that? What the fuck is that? That's some sort of satellite. I'm not sure.
If you look
Oh,
on YouTube, it looks different. It's a parachute, apparently.
oh, okay. Christian anarchist, exactly. Technophobic Tuesday. My favorite TML tagline: paranoid chillin'. Yeah. That's from Cannabis. That's a Cannabis song. Paranoid chillin'. Yeah, I love that shit. All right, guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Okay, let's read this one out. I cannot remember the books I've read any more than the meals I've eaten. Even so, they have made me. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ooh, baby. Ooh.
Ooh, baby.
Holy cows.
Holy cows, brothers and sisters. Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. A flying sideways mushroom. All right. Yeah, we're making good time here. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna start getting into some text here and figuring out what the deal is. Um but yeah, we appreciate the correspondence of the people in the chat. And yeah, this idea of the adaptation of cultural symbols to techniques, right, via mechanization and obviously there's biotechnics, okay, and there's a whole extrapolation of biotechnics that includes the animal world. Okay, then there's this sort of you know um ability of humans, right, to construct symbols, and that constitutes a huge sphere of influence, okay, that then you know um eventually links together all these different forms of techniques, okay, and recently, and we don't know when in the past this has been possible, but maybe 6,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago, right? That there's a possibility of a world civilization emerging. Okay, so this is a very new sort of development, right? That everybody in the world can, enjoy the same products, right? And have the same type of jobs. I guess it's what it's going to amount to, and right, as we engage in what is, clearly, you know, um, an extrapolation of, you know, uh, a technical, monism and a technical universalism, which are these two ideas that we've really discussed in great detail in the beginning of in the beginning of the show, because I think that these are some of Elul's, I think, most hard-hitting concepts. Okay, because they foreshadow, how this world system will operate, right, via the machine. And of course, it has a complex relationship with human society, right, which has a complex relationship to nature itself. Okay, um, as I've discussed previously on the show, humans are very unique as an animal, okay? Because they are, on the one end, capable of solitary existence, right? You have the appearance of the solitary man. But in another case, right, and of course, there are animals that do this. There's animals that don't have families. They're just raised by their mother, and then they go off on their own. Okay, and sometimes if the dad or the mom see them in the woods, they might even kill them or fight them, or and they don't even know that that's them, right? Or they might not even recognize a grown-up version of their own child, right? They don't care, right? Okay, a human child is relatively, you know, um, at the mercy of nature and the elements, right? Until they're raised up. So this idea that we need social environment, and of course this made us develop in a very specific way, a highly specified way, right? And you know and this idea that we are either a social or a political animal, zoon politikon, or a solitary animal, where there's more difference between a human and a human than there is between a human and an animal, or maybe there's no difference between humans and animals, right? We're just slightly more developed monkeys, right? These are all questions. Okay, now one thing that really separates us from the animal kingdom that doesn't really get talked about is our ability to use and construct symbols, and how art and techniques have sort of always superseded our quest for knowledge and science and philosophy, but they are kind of where the rubber meets the road in terms of our civilization, and our ritualistic means of expression, and this idea of constructing myths, and the whole game of mimetic architecture, and developing this universal and abstract symbol, right? Such as the combination of math and logic, right? For the use of cybernetics, and the development of the computing language, and how all around the world you can send information, and the total plasticity of the content through digital means, and you can send money or letters or porn or or whatever through the air and so on and so forth. And the non-geological feeling, right? The foggy somatic detachment, right? Due to the extended prosthetic nervous system, right? And the consensual hallucination, right? Which is cyberspace, right? These are all Gibsonian terminologies, right? To describe the dystopian future that we now inhabit. Anyways, let's all go on, and I've been talking for, yeah, I'm well over time here. I'll play some music because I'm sort of getting hoarse, and we'll read some text, and I appreciate you guys. Here's a good video I prepared. One of my favorite songs, Tequila Sunrise. With open eyes, you dead in the desert, tequila sunrise. Blessings.
Yeah, with a bunch of thugs. You know what I'm saying? Shit was crazy. You got the money? Yeah, I got the money. And I got the work. Bring it here to me. Fuck you. I bring it to Dimitri myself. Killers of Spanish villas and Santa Fe's. Essays all about hammer play to sell Marachi. Preferred to watch me. Hit the tequila sunrise over the scotchy. Rocks in the wash me. Flaring Bahasi. Got these from my nigga Fachi. I pick your blocks G. Ain't nothing scot free. I'm ready to cop three. Talk to me, Poppy. Before the shots put out the Nazis. Call off your Rockies. Your pocket cock your back the clock sees shit. My back to stop three. Niggas and some bros ready to mock me. Drop me. Proceeded with the head of the click. Better than fingertips. The slot chick came out with 3 bricks. From out of the V6, yeah, mommy like beat this, yeah, you got that sweetness, you 70 G's to bust open, one of the best to get the heavenly freeze, I'm running with these, your hasta luego, amigos, and up and away we go, before they decide to bring the beef burritos, while they count the Fritos, I'm making my way to the GS 300, big bag of the megalitos, 3 whole kilos, spot about 4 pitos, with bullet belts filled up with torpedoes, I'm leaving niggas tormito, when I do hicho, trying to leave me dead in the street, yo, mommy me pito chico, showdown this sunset, I'm leaving one west, slowly up step, my head sweats, my hand on my tech, I die for my respect, let the slugs and bodies connect, or for the rack, gotta support my rap on the set, Tequila Sunrise, my 2 wives decide to live or die, leaving my rivals flat on their back, facing the sky, from out the left, took your last breath, step in disguise, with open eyes, you dead in the desert, Tequila Sunrise. Cocking the load, ready to hurt foes on dirt roads, making my hand jerk from every burst I gave the first blow, keeping alert though, giving them red clothes, giving they shirt holes, 3 birds will blow up in the backseat. I squirted the hole, she could have been a model coke bottle figure, instead she bit it just like a desperado, left her head hollow, 2 slugs to swallow, who's next to follow? Some cats behind some cactuses, clapping hazardous, who these faggots is, below shot averages, bustin' right back at their cabbages, giving them flashbacks of baby carriages, this Mexican inside this Lexus, trying to crash my shit, driving reckless, look like he desperate, broke down the tinted glass and let the text spit, detected, car flew in a bodega with his neck hit, body and head was separate, totally disconnected, bust by 2 shots, and one's just standing with cannons up on the rooftops, the Drew Glocks, but my 2020 spot him for 2 blocks, I'm wrecking shit, like it's rainfall, they doing dewdrops, 2 more shots came out saloon doors, I'm blowing shit up like platoon wars, hesitations I got no room for, I soon saw, the head honcho was bullet wounds poured out in the dusty sand, gun was still in his hand, kicked the can when shit hit the fan, fucking around with this G-Rap the hitman.
This is Mary White reporting live from the town of Sinaloa, Mexico, where there are dead bodies littering the streets. Details remain sketchy at the moment, but this appears to be a drug deal gone bad. Mexican authorities have just arrived on the hideous scene and will be issuing a statement shortly. This is Mary White reporting live from the town of Sinaloa, Mexico. Back to you, Dick.
Showdown at sunset, I'm leaving one wet, slowly I step. My head sweats, my hand on my tech. I die for my respect, let the slugs of bodies connect. On for the rack, gotta support my rap on the set. To kill a sunrise, my two wives, the size of lives or dies. Leaving my rivals flat on their back, facing the sky. From out the left, took your last breath, death in disguise. With open eyes, you dead in the desert to kill a sunrise.
Death in disguise. With open eyes. You dead in the desert. Tequila sunrise. Nobody's gonna join? Fucking jokes. I see y'all got jokes. Yeah, the thing is like it's crazy nobody joins. But yeah, I've been on so many shows. Honestly. Maybe I need to stop going on shows. Cause nobody comes here. Real talk. They don't come through. But yeah, okay, so let's see. Science and the people. Who controls whom? Science and people. Who controls whom? On October 17, 1780, the ship Lincoln Galley, quote unquote. Damn, 1780? That's very close to you know what. 1776. America. America. Bone broth. That's my my Alex Jones impression. I just say bone broth. Some of that good bone broth. America. Yeah, 1780. That's really close to 1776. Right? 1776 will begin again if you try to take our guns, Jack. Y'all already know. It's America, baby. I would come up, but I only want to talk about my missing slippers and how I can blame O.J. Simpson. I'm not. I thought he was alive and kicking. Didn't he rob some people?
Something like that.
Yeah, you ever see the video where O.J. Simpson robbed two guys with a gunpoint? That shit was too funny. He had on a Hawaiian shirt. Yo, that shit was hilarious, bro. That guy's a stone cold criminal. I almost said cold stone criminal. But yeah, he looked like he put on some weight, so maybe he is a cold stone criminal.
Cold stone.
Yeah. Lincoln Galley, quote unquote.
Dang. Now I want some ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go there, you get like cake batter. They have a flavor called cake batter. Put some motherfucking coconuts in that shit. And some graham crackers in that shit. That's all you need, folks. Keep it simple. And move on. with happy fucking times. And yep. Anchored in Williams Cove. They should pay us for that shit. We just did a Cold Stone advertisement for free. We will never get paid to do this show. By the way, we'll never monetize. We'll never be doing any shows. We'll never be doing nothing. That's behind a paywall. All right, unless I produce a actual lecture series on one particular subject that's like 30 episodes long, I'm not going to fucking put anything behind a paywall. And even if I do that, that'll be like, honestly, it'll be like $20 for the DVD, exclusive DVD. I be selling them out of my trunk in Detroit and shit. And until I get shot. And but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, until I create those DVDs, we don't got nothing for sale. And I might start burning them and just giving them out for free if nobody wants to buy them. Because it's not how it works, folks. You burn them shits and you give them out. But yeah, anyways, OJ, oh, just Frank. All right, we're starting to read Henryk Skolimowski. Oh, you know what? Let's read this one first. Yeah, let's read this one first. Actually, you know what? I'll read the other work later. It's called Rationality, Knowledge, and Violence. This is a different thing. That's called Science as a Form of Mythology. It's only a short statement, so we can read this, right? It says, every civilization is rooted in a mythology. And he says, I am using the term mythology not to signify a fable or a fiction, but rather a set of assumptions and beliefs which form the basis of our comprehension of the world. Now, remember what Mumford said? He said that, you know, the building of pyramids and the building of the space station is kind of the same thing. That we're using our understanding of science in order to bring the stars down to earth in our own special way by observing them and then trying to go there, trying to control the patterns. And obviously this is what the Egyptians were trying to do through their astrology. Right? They were trying to control this geomancy and necromancy and control the earth and harness the powers of nature by organizing these buildings with these astronomical formations and that they observed. So it was a way of corresponding with space and forming their mythological idea, right? Was their highest form of science, right? Which is to them magic, which, as Alul says, is primitive technique. Okay, so it's like this art and techniques symbolizing the cultural expression and beginning, and the religious expression in the beginning is all how technics always has to do with sort of formation of mythos. Because it kind of has to do with man's creativity and also his means of creative expression. Whoa. Okay, let's read on. He says the ancient Greeks had their colorful mythology, quote unquote, mythos. Mythos. Remember, there's mythos, theos, logos, I kind of got those mixed up, right? It's mythos, logos, theos, mechanos, right? Right, mythos is the first one, right? That's when art and techniques and religion, all of those things are merged into one giant kit and caboodle. Okay, and this represents magic, right? Understanding of nature, animism, paganism, so on and so forth, right? Okay, then we have logos, okay, which is man going one to one with nature, with a rational mind, right? Developing civilization, man representing the gods represented as men. Right, this idea of logos represents the idea of the rational mind and how nature and society is ordered through the rational mind and how God is rational. And of course, this is the God of the philosophers, right? The deistic God. It's no longer paganistic, right? And then you have theos, right? Now you have a different kind of God, right? All powerful, totally dominating over nature. Right? He puts man as his main guy. Right? The whole of nature is there to serve man. Right? Man is a parallel of God on earth. Finally, you have mechanos, right? Which is man worshiping his own creations, creating the mass man, creating mass society, and subjecting man to techniques for the purpose of a totally utilitarian ethic. Right? And the only ethic that's applied there is just game theory, probabilistic modes to get the most amount of goodies to the most amount of peeps. Right? Just a shallow, hollow machine that, internalizes the affairs of the people and spits them out as mathematical procedures. What do you guys think? Medieval Europe had its religious mythology, he says, quote unquote, theos. All so-called primitive societies had their respective mythologies. For all its claims to the contrary, science is a form of mythology, says Skolomowski. It has its written and unproven dogmas. It accepts uncritically and unapologetically a form of voodoo, which is otherwise called scientific method. The voodoo. It worships certain kinds of deities, which are otherwise known as objective facts, quote unquote. It deifies a certain mode of behavior, otherwise known as the pursuit of objectivity, quote unquote. It gives sanction to certain moral order, otherwise known as neutrality, quote unquote. The structure of scientific mythology is neither less complex nor less question begging than the structure of traditional mythologies. I am neither deriding nor trying to diminish the importance of science. Mythologies are terribly important, says Skolomowski, in the life of societies and civilizations. Our mythology is not less important than other mythologies, he says. But let us firmly bear this in mind. It is not less mythological than other mythologies. So there's a little idea about science first for a little moment. Now let's move to this idea where we're talking about the ship in Lincoln Galley in 1780, which we remarked was that seems like a great year, right? Because America
But yeah, here we are in Lincoln Galley, quote unquote, anchored in Williams Cove on the east side of Islesboro, now in the state of Maine, the great state of Maine. It's a weird place, isn't it? No, they say that they say people in Maine drink a lot of coffee liquor.
With like bourbon in their coffee or bourbon.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay, so we're at Harvard College, a group of scientists led by Reverend Professor Williams. Oh yeah, you got to have the Reverend, right? You know, the religious guys are always doing the science. Right, where's all these atheist scientists? Right, it's like the science promoters are atheists, but the scientists themselves are all religious. It's a very strange situation, isn't it? Their purpose was to make observations of the total eclipse of the sun, which was to take place in part of the world on October 28th. You know, when they had the eclipse, I was able to put special glasses on, I suppose, and take a look at this thing. It's a very odd situation. It was also like green outside, or the sky was green. It was very odd sight. Definitely alien vibes. The solar eclipse. So, but yeah, so this is a total eclipse of the sun here. So it says there is there's nothing remarkable about scientists making observations of the eclipse of the sun, he says. What was remarkable about this expedition was the fact that it was in time of war, and part of the coast they were going to was led by the British. Earlier in October, Professor Williams, representing a new American Academy of Arts and Sciences, wrote a letter to the British commander, Colonel Campbell, requesting permission for the expedition to enter British territory immediately. Our business, quote unquote, he wrote, is solely to promote the interest of science, which is the common interest of mankind. I'm trying to. So this is an American guy writing to the British. Whereupon permission was granted. The gentleman from Harvard directed their telescopes on the sun on the specified day and made their observations. These observations are now part of our scientific library. Science, as conceived by Professor Williams, is the embodiment of human dignity and eternal truths. Okay, because he said here, is solely to promote the interests of science, which is the common interest of mankind. So he's saying science is the good for all, good for everyone. And obviously it's about preserving human dignity and eternal truths, because that would mean that, you know, it's all about humans and their achievement. And of course, what we figure out through science is a huge benefit to our knowledge base. So everything people are doing for science is good, right? Well, he says, let's contrast this kind of untouchability of science with the disgraceful misuses of science of the 20th century. Huh. It suffices to mention I.G. Farben in Hitler's Germany. Okay, so there we have Gadolf Schittler. Which I only keyed. But yeah, Hitler. The infamous chemical company which promoted chemicals for the gas chambers in concentration camps, lunatic asylums, and special camps in Soviet Union, as described, for example, in Solzhenitsyn's The First Circle, or research on the biological warfare conducted on our campuses to see once that in the 20th century, science can no longer be regarded as an embodiment of human dignity. No longer. It's just a thought experiment, folks. Before we engage in a more detailed analysis of contemporary science, let us review some other conceptions of science in the past. From 17th century on, we distinguish another concept of science as a glorious entertainment. Moltier. No, wait. Oh, wait. It's Moliere. Moliere. Who's this guy? Moliere. Moliere, French playwright. This is our man, Moliere. By God, it's Moliere. All right, let's see this. By God. Oh, that's his stage name. Jean-Baptiste Poquelin. Comedies, farces. Damn, farces. Tragicomedies. Ha! Tragicomedies. Story of my life. Comedy ballets. Yeah, some people's life is a comedy ballet, whereas ours is tragicomedies, son. All right. Well, here's his. Man, what a weird looking dude, man. What the fuck? It's quite a fro. All right. Moliere Zyklon B is always used as a pesticide on crops. Yeah. Yeah, facts, Alchemos. All right, so Moliere beautifully satires this notion of science in his play The Learned Ladies, where he shows science invading not only the fashionable boudoirs. I believe that's how you say it, boudoirs. but also the chamber of servant girls. In French salons in the 18th century, particularly those attended by French encyclopedists. You guys know about those guys? I think I showed that on another show where on the cover of the encyclopedia, that was, Diderot and Voltaire contributed to this work, right? Among other of those French writers that were very influential during the French Enlightenment. Right, and it has Lucifer on the cover of the damn book, bruh. Friggin' Lucifer, man.
Hmm.
On top of a purely pretty much something that promotes science and the Enlightenment and liberalism and and the French aristocrats. Ooh. Voltaire. Okay, so Encyclopedia Science as a Glorious Entertainment. Voltaire's mistress, Madame du Châtelet, wrote a very learned and lucid account of Leibniz's philosophy, which Lemaitre said everybody understands monads, since Leibnizians made the brilliant acquisition of Madame de Châtelet. It might appear that these two conceptions of science, that historically, that is before the 20th century, science was an altogether benevolent entity, man. Benevolent. Capable of causing no harm, ideologically indifferent, and exerting no significant influence on the destinies of societies and civilizations. Such a conclusion would be premature, for already at the beginning of the 17th century, science can be seen as altogether a different role. The burning of Giordano Bruno. Ooh. Bruno barbecue. That's horrible. Not everyone understands monads, but most can grasp gonads. Oh.
Satcham.
Monads and gonads. That's science. Lizard Tree looks like the child of DK in Twilight. Yeah, he kind of does. Let's put that up again. Oh. Yeah, he does kind of look like DK.
Sheesh.
It's the wild red hair, All right. So how y'all doing out there? Hope y'all get your drink and your pack of smokes. All right, let's go on. Go on with your bad self. Cat Daddy. The burning of Bruno. Man, that's dark. Barbecue Bruno. Goddamn. Extra crispy. In 1600, the trial of Galileo. The trial of Galileo. Oh, poor Galileo. They put him on house arrest. Boo-hoo. He's crying like a little bitch, looking at his telescopes and crying. 1633, that's Galileo. Mark the appearance of science as an ideology, the ideology capable of swinging people's minds from the path of faith to the realm of doubt. See, that's what I was talking about, folks. Right, when science replaces the religious way of thinking and then takes over art and symbolism, and those become dictated by science and the scientific enterprise. And of course, even Thomas Carlyle was writing about that, right? We read some of his writings. All right. Okay, so wait, where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, changing people's minds. Science starts changing people's minds from truth as rendered by the church to inquiry of truth as rendered by human reason. Okay, there's that thing, human reason. Now, we saw that before, right? That was in the period of Logos, where they developed this idea of human reason. Okay, then human reason kind of took a back seat. Okay, because the church said, yeah, human reason is huge, right? It's what separates us from the animals. It's why God chose us over everything else. But man doesn't know shit. So they brought it back to square one, right? Then science was like, you know what? We can actually know every fucking thing. Fuck you, right? And then later scientists were like, that's actually not fucking true. Man can't just figure everything out, dude. So they go back to square one. And that's how we start this technological enterprise, right? Man loses sort of faith in himself the same way he did before, right? So the pendulum sort of swings, right, between paganism, right? Nature's in charge. Man says he doesn't know shit, to philosophy, right? Where man's like, yeah, we fucking know everything. To religion, where man's like, nah, we don't know shit again, right? To science and universalism, where man's like, maybe we could figure everything out. Then they try to. They're like, nah, fuck, we can't. It's a modern age, right? And then we're like, we don't know where this progress thing's taking us, right? But we can't abandon this project, right? So then you have all this crazy shit, accelerationist and Discordians going, what the fuck is going on, right? Trying to either slow it down or speed it up. Whatever this change that we're on, right? Because that's as much as one individual can hope to do. It's a fascinating world out there, folks. And we love talking to you all about it, even though you all just ostensibly just have listened to me talk for 2 hours. The people that are here, I appreciate you. But of course, we're getting to the main issues here. Okay, when Galileo was on trial. Oh, wait, hold on. The Holy Inquisition seems to have been perfectly aware of the potentials of science, hence Galileo's trial. Right. When Galileo was on trial, science was on trial. That's the main issue, right? But let us carefully observe the circumstances under which science was on trial. Science was at the time undercutting the foundations of a decaying civilization. The medieval civilization was coming to an end. Unable to sustain itself through its own means, science was helping man to evolve a new civilization. Son of a bitch. Science was at that time the torch of light. Lucifer. The agent of progress and liberation.
I swear you're gonna summon Rocky at some point here.
Oh yeah. Well, he made that. He made a pretty good point, right? So it's the Statue of Liberty, but it's got chains on his feet.
Symbolically chaining liberty.
Yeah,
What does that tell you?
exactly. And justice is blind and liberty is chained. And somebody said that's Ma'at has a headband, and they put the headband of Ma'at over her eyes to blind her.
What the hell?
That's what it represents, yeah. Symbolism. Jinjitsu. Yeah. So it was put on trial by the agents of a dying epoch. This is science we're talking about. Soyence, in other words. Soyence. And technology. Soyence and technology. The combination of the two, guys. It's pivotal. These circumstances must be very clearly borne in mind. For the main point is that science was on trial at the beginning of the 17th century for attempting to extend man and his universe beyond the limits in which they were bound. Holy smokes. See how that's a part of universalism, right? It's not so simple as to say universalism is trying to go one-on-one with the world. No, it's trying to take over the world, go beyond the world, right? Universalize man, right? Um, But one may imagine that science itself could be put on trial for quite a different reason and in quite different circumstances. Might it not be the case that in the course of a time, science itself became a bondage, restraining and suffocating us as people, as a society, and as a civilization? And here's the truth about it, says Skolmowski. Nowadays, we can no longer believe that science is the embodiment of human dignity, and we do not believe that science is concerned with eternal truths either. For we know that every theory established by science is tentative, subject to revision and replacement. Eternal truths are not replaceable. Replaceable or refutable truths are not eternal. Since every theory is replaceable, tentative, or conjectural, as we have often said, there are no eternal truths in science. However, the old idea of science as something utterly permanent still prevails in many quarters. Science is then equated with the pure knowledge. Pure knowledge? Science handles ideas, not. Sorry. Science handles our ideas, right? And is not responsible for the disastrous effects of the intrusions of technology into the fabric of society, into the sanctuaries of our private lives. Right. It wipes its hands clean, just like Pontius Pilate. He says, his death be on you and your children, and your children's children, and your children's children's children, and your children's children's children. He's just the system, man. It's not his fault. doing his job. All right. Science as pure knowledge is equated with the body of descriptions of nature, sum of total ideas. Okay, so it's passed from being a search for eternal truths to something that'll cause enjoyment for humans in the encyclopedists of the 18th century, like Madame du Châtelet. Right, but we find out that it no longer represents these eternal truths, right? It represents instead a pure state of knowledge in which we could actually discern information. So this new idea, it's just a body of the descriptions of nature, right? To tell us about the behavior of nature. That's all it's doing. Right? It's nothing bad about it, right? Science seen as pure knowledge does not and cannot control people. Of course not. It is simply a category mistake to ask in this context whether science does control people. For control, quote unquote, if it is to mean anything, must mean an influence on and a determination of some courses of action of many individuals, and ultimately the determination of the course of a whole society. When we equate science with pure knowledge, the center of gravity remains within science. When we see science as controlling people or people controlling science, we shift the center of gravity from science to society. It is only broadening the concept of science to include its social implications that we can talk either about science controlling people or vice versa. To say it once more, the conception of science as pure knowledge precludes the problem of science versus people because the theater of pure ideas is so hermetic, so airtight, that it does not include the social consequences of the scientific ideas. The Pythagorean theorem, taken in primary sense as expressing certain geometrical relationships, is a cognitive concept, not a social phenomenon. Pope Urban VI in Brecht's play Galileo, Brecht, Brecht, torn by indecision about what to do with Galileo, no doubt, thought about science as pure knowledge when he said, quote, I want no condemnation of physical facts. No battle cries like, quote, here the church, their reason, unquote. But then under persuasive influence of the inquisitor, he is made to see that science is much more than physical facts and pure ideas, that its reach extends to the sacred shrines of the orthodoxy. Dun, dun, dun. And the Pope, concluding that that is certainly an impertinence, decides that the spirit that emanates from Galileo's mathematical tables must be destroyed. Galileo must be tried. Now, science as an integral part of Western civilization is certainly much more than a collection of physical facts and a body of pure ideas. And I'll only read one more paragraph, guys, and then I'll leave the show. Leave it to you guys.
11:11.
11:11, folks. Hallelujah, holla back. Now, science as an integral part of Western civilization is certainly much more than a collection of physical facts and a body of pure ideas. It is above all social phenomenon. It is only with regard to science so conceived as a social phenomenon, as a part of the fabric of society, that we can meaningfully ask, does science control people, or do people control science? Now, here is the conception of science, right? Science as a civilization. The institution of science in the history and the development of science, which includes its impact and its interaction with society. The point in which our social institutions have been shaped by science, not only by their structure and organization, but in their goals and aspirations. Science has inspired us to set up such institutions that further foster the development of science. The most spectacular example of illustrating point is that United States space program, which I mentioned before. Right, it's a huge mythological enterprise, right? Some may say the very barrier of our myths and our mythological explanations, right? Which fired the imagination of the whole society, but which drained a great deal of the resources from this society. Okay, we'll get into more of this later, folks. But I'm afraid that's all we have today. I wanted to spend some time talking to you guys. I've been, I think a lot of people are actually, as I'm discovering or venturing off and discovering aspects of my own depression or layers of my own depression, I find that many people are very depressed. But I'm definitely not giving up or anything, but I'm taking into consideration what accomplishments are possible. And yeah, it's pretty dark road, folks. Not that I was really looking for anything special here, but yeah, it turns out that it's all big fucking letdown. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. It's all great stuff, though. I mean, I'm enjoying myself at least, and but yeah, I will take a break soon, as I keep on announcing, right? But I appreciate all of you. I mean, right? These explanations, considerations. I mean, these are hard fought battles for me. I've had to hang on to my hat just to get to these things. And these are the things that really brought me through everything, folks. Right? These considerations. So I greatly appreciate you guys, rocking with me. All right. And we'll definitely let you guys know if we take a break, how long we'll be gone and what the things are that, we'll be attending to. And of course, we won't be totally gone. We'll be, just, not having a regularly scheduled stream. Right. I've done this for maybe 2 years. Okay, presenting a lot of information for you guys, and the people that have been there for it have been there for it. Right, the other people, they thought there's more important things to do. Go back and watch the episodes. I highly recommend them. If not, you know, um, I hope we had lots of great conversations, and you got something out of the entire exchange that we put together here. But yeah, I mean, as I've covered today on this show, I think it really highlights the type of analysis that we put forward. Okay, other than my little jokey jokes and my little venture off into talking about this or that, right, thing, which I do from time to time, but I mean, I think it's been like an hour and a half of me talking about science and art and techniques and how they affect human civilization. And I mean, not a lot of people have this, outlook. Not a lot of people present you guys. Yeah, blessings. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I know you guys will definitely be there for me while I'm on my little break and so on and so forth. We'll get up in the thing. Jason Archaics is here. If you look at astrology charts during eclipses, you'll see either Rahu or Ketu is what causes the eclipse. Huh. Because I never considered Rahu and Ketu. Who are those guys, anyways? They'll be exactly in line with the moon or the sun.
That
Well,
can't be the. That can't be actual arcades, could it?
well, I'm pretty sure it's Brown's boy.
I was about to say it's probably just another Browns Boys sock account.
But yeah, I didn't want to say that out loud, but I just wanted people to think it's archaic so that more people would just watch for no reason. Archaics. All right, those doom gooners, as they call them. Well, actually, they think we're living in a simulation and it's going to be all peaches and cream, isn't it? Phoenix Protocol, right?
No, something like that.
Well, that's a lot of coke. But yeah, my Phoenix.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. 2040, right?
Yeah, 2040, which is the same time where they talk about the singularity, dude. Is he corresponding with Kurzweil? Is he a Kurzweil agent? Because he
I
promotes.
kind of figured that he put it far enough out so that he can make his money and then disappear, and then nobody will know where he is, so he can't be held wrong. Or if they do find out that he's wrong, it's too late. He's already gone with the money. So either way.
Blessings, gentlemen.
Easy.
Blessings.
TML.
Yeah. I be do this.
Yeah, you were reading, I think, chapter 20 of the Tao Te Ching the other day, or earlier today, maybe. Goodness. And I think there's a mention, or maybe it was another chapter. Maybe it was chapter 20 that I was reading. But it mentions depression, right? The unmoored, unanchored, afloat on the eternal Tao. And he says others are, I forget which one it is, in the spring.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right, dude. Chapter 20 is huge about depression.
Oh.
The others are content, right? Enjoying the feast of the ox, right? I alone am nourished by the great mother. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so it's legit. I wanted to offer something, if I may. It's a bit of a reading from Master Nihua Ching's book, Workbook for the Spiritual Cultivation of All People. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 paragraphs long, if you'll allow it.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Cultivation, Master Ni says, is a life path. In the spiritual world, there are many levels of spiritual achievement which need continual development, just as in the human world. The levels closest to the human world are very low. For example, some spirits are not independent at all. Even though they are tiny and can live anywhere, they are sometimes have a negative tendency to be parasitic. Their favorite targets are human beings. They take advantage of all the labor and creation of humans and often bring negative consequences to the bodily house and its lord, the main soul. Some mental cases are not due to mental or emotional problems, but are caused by the possession of a ghost. So there are 2 lords or bosses, or even more, in the same house. The resulting inner conflict makes the person sick. Sometimes a person can suddenly become involved in the activities of human being and cause them suffering, punishment, or even death. Their actions do not necessarily belong to the religious category of retribution, but rather the consequences of the negative sphere, the negative natural sphere, finding expression in the human world. Many people who have no spiritual ambition and are satisfied with only the physical and mental levels do not even know of spirits, but they still need spiritual self-protection. Some accidents and sickness are due to the interference of evil spirits that guide a person to suffer or be punished or killed. How can you guard yourself and become independent? The practices set forth by the eternal shrine of the breath of Tao offer personal spiritual strength and potential and keep away the attack of an unknown ghost. Real independence is an achievement, not a gift. If you know the value of taking responsibility for yourself, and if true independence is your goal, then you can engage in spiritual cultivation. Only by working through the stages of your development will you know more. That is why I offer the treasures of the ancient developed ones of Taoism for high awareness. I will be happy when everyone achieves independence and becomes self-responsible. Most spirits are not malevolent. Many people have been helped in their achievements in the world by good spirits, but the spiritual world never takes credit for this. Humans always take credit for all the great inventions and achievements and ungratefully deny the existence of the spiritual world. We can keep in mind that in the human world, anything involved with the body and mind of man and his affairs involves spirits of man also. The last thing I want to mention is that you must understand there is no way to escape the natural obligation of living, even though one life is so burdensome at times. Once the life of a human being is established, a new spiritual universe is established. You have great natural responsibility for your human life. You are a true God that sits on its center. You can never give up. You must guard and guide it well. This is how you continue a good life. There is no way to trade your own spiritual development for cheap religious salvations. All spiritual achievement is a personal endeavor and not someone's charity to you. You find true life only through your own self-cultivation. Spiritual immortality comes through your indefatigable cultivation and exploration. This accomplishment brings a true heavenly paradise to yourself and to the people in your surroundings. If you live unnaturally, you will surely bring something different to yourself. Some people do not mind heaven's blessings, and I do not think they welcome degradation, suffering, and misery in their lives. So I hope everyone learns about a spiritual life and does not become too aggressive or make trouble for anyone else's spiritual cultivation. I pass on what I received from the ancient spiritually achieved ones to those who will cherish and use it. My work in this stage is for the wish to further their development. All of us need to fulfill our spiritual duty as human beings. We have received abundant gifts from the greatly achieved ones. I wish all of us have a high appreciation for the gifts we receive. May we take them as inspiration for our own spiritual advancement. Finished.
That is beautiful, Frank. Yeah, thank you for that, man.
Lefine.
Yeah, excellent stuff, man. Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
lot out of that.
Yeah, me too. Like,
I'm
I
gonna listen to
sometimes
that again as well too. What's the name of that work?
that is called the Workbook for the Spiritual Development of All People. 7-Star Communications. The author is Master Ni Hua Ching.
Ni
I'll type
Hua
it.
Ching. And how would you spell that?
I'll type it in the thing. His name actually means to transform people to like greater purity. That was his mission. I believe he's passed away now. I worked as his like live-in assistant for 2 years. The workshop.
Yeah, I heard you mention that the other day. I was listening to your story the other day on Finding Gnosis. If you guys want to go see, Frank Monday gave a presentation about him studying going to China to study Taoist alchemy and all this type of stuff. It's a very intriguing sort of seminar that he gave there.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by and paying respects, man.
Of
That
course,
was really
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, I wanted to call in. I know I didn't say much, but I wanted to call in on the panel to show support because you're always here on the show, so. But
Yeah, thank you for that, man. I thought it was a wonderful opportunity. Like between the time he contacted me and the time I needed to get ready for the show was like 12 hours. So I didn't even get much sleep or preparation time. A workbook for the spiritual development. I wrote that wrong. It should be the workbook for the spiritual development of all people.
Oh, okay.
I was listening to you while I was typing. So.
Oh, okay. So the for and the of are switched there.
Just so you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
know. So that's all. Yeah, but yeah, blessings, Frank. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, Frank Monday. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, Frank Monday. Go check him out. You know, and yeah, so blessings to the people, and okay, so all right.
Okay, now it's
So
typed correctly. Sorry about that. Yeah, you
okay,
said you were
so
getting close to the end, or
yeah, I mean, nobody's really said anything. We will be back tomorrow. So so I greatly appreciate everyone. I mean, we will have music for like 30 minutes. I think it'll be rather enjoyable.
good
And
stuff.
I'm always I just two things that have been really just great, sources of just inspiration for me are, like books and music. And yeah, man, it's wild how those things have always been able to, I don't know, that's just how I deal with my depression. It's pretty weird. But yeah, I really like that stuff. That's one of the top things that I do. And yeah,
I
man.
believe Lao Tzu would approve.
Yeah, so we bring it to you guys. Yeah, actually he was a somebody who guarded the archives and so on and so forth. So yeah, he was supposedly a very learned man.
Yeah, interesting, legendary story there. I don't know if you know it or not. Maybe I could tell you it about Lao Tzu.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Yeah, so I guess it was, from what I understand, it was here in Peking or near maybe wherever the capital was at the time. But the legendary tale states that Lao Tzu was originally, the keeper of the imperial archives in the
Right.
Forbidden City,
Right.
and
And there's
then
a guardian, right? Zuxia,
right,
right? Oh yeah, I know. Oh, is that the story you're telling?
yeah, and he had a giant wizard's tower, and each
Yeah.
stone of the tower was ensorcelled with Chinese pictographs. And he saw the decadence in society at the time, and this was 2,500 years ago, right? And he said he felt that society was becoming too corrupt, and that he should leave and take his light to the west. And I guess that's why he headed through the Hangu Pass, or the Hangu Pass in Gansu, and headed out that direction, supposedly legendarily towards Tibet or whatever. But before he left, he did like an incantation or a spell or whatever, and blasted his tower into millions of small pieces, so that there was nothing left when he left the city. He just blew it up, the blasted tower, as it were. So I guess kind of a burning of the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, like
Pretty wild. Again, a lot of
so.
the legendary stories I got originally were from Master Ni's writings and the people around him at the time, when I was going to retreats and, like in Southern California, and learning about Chinese medicine and stuff. So my library is no longer with me, and most of it just comes from remembering what I read. But, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm trying to like. Yeah, but I wish I had like something where we had a version of the story. But yeah. Um so who else, so is anybody calling in, or is this it? I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this. Oh, what the fuck, dude? It says many contemporary philosophers have seen Lao Tzu as a proponent of limited government. The right libertarian economist Murray Rothbard suggested Lao Tzu as the first libertarian. What the flying fuck? I never knew that.
Bowls?
That's hoax shit, man. Those guys are hoaxers. All right. So oh, here it is. This guy, man. Yingxia or Yingxi or whatever. The guard of the Western Gate, man. Look at this motherfucker, man. Yingxi. His own wisdom caused him to halt Lao Tzu on his way through the gate. And here's a portrait of this dude. Is nefarious, man. But he follows Lao Tzu eventually, right?
Yeah, encounter at the Hanggu Pass. The border arrived at the Hanggu Pass, Longguamen in strategic gateway of China. Purple mist signaled the great immortal sage was approaching. Yanxi recognized Lao Tzu and refused to let him pass without writing something down for posterity. Yeah, according to Master Ni, when sages would approach an area where you're dwelling and studying and meditating, you'll see the formation of purple clouds in the sky, and you'll have a sense of an arriving sage, and so you'll know that they're nearby. And he said that was true with Lao Tzu and many other sages as well. But yeah, they generate their own dynamic aura that it even affects the heavens as they move about.
Yeah, you guys want the link? Yeah, come through, guys. It's up to you guys. I mean, I could be here for like another 45 minutes. It's up to you guys. I'm not doing shit, man.
Yeah, Lo Yang.
But yeah.
And according to Ni too, like Lao Tzu had a continued teaching wherever he arrived past the gate or whatever, and it's called the let's see, the Tao Te Ching, and then the Hua Hu Jing is the second book, and it may be searchable nowadays. Back then it wasn't, but
Dude,
yeah.
this is
So
gangster right here, dude.
yeah, it's nice, huh?
Look at this dude, bro. This dude's high as
chilling,
fuck.
bro.
This dude's stoned.
These guys knew what they were up to.
Look at this shit, man. Look at this pot. Yeah, that's definitely got some weed in it. Why is there a bird in there? You guys see there's a little bird in
Oh
there.
shit. Yo. What the hell is even that?
There's a little bird in that.
Yeah. Birdie's burning, bro.
Yeah, he's making chicken stew out here.
Yeah, the Hua Hu Jing. So in the Hua Hu Jing, supposedly, legendarily anyway, Master Ni brought forth a lot of legendary teachings that weren't necessarily had scholarly attributes and citations, but yeah, Hua Hu Jing, conversations with what they thought, what some speculate may have been the, I won't say because it's just speculation, but anyway, so it's worth looking into. It's a further extrapolation of the Tao, which Zhuangzi Shengzu is as well, right? Shengzu is further teachings on the original Dao De Jing.
Y'all making chicken pot pie and you didn't invite me? I'm offended. I'd make you chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie.
Jimmy crack corn for that pot pie.
Boom, bro.
What are you nerds doing?
Nothing.
I thought you were doing readings.
Yeah, we were looking at Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu.
Lao Tzu?
Yep.
Yeah, this is interesting. I have to wonder about the amount of mainland Chinese influence on like our result returns from Google anymore. According to my search for the Hua Jing, it says that no historical scholars consider the Hua Jing to be, or historical scholars consider the Hua Jing to be a political forgery rather than an authentic second book written by Lao Tzu. But I think the people on the island might disagree with that claim. I don't know. The literal translation of the title is The Classic on Converting the Barbarians. So, fun title.
Have you ever heard of the four agreements?
Oh, what's that?
The four
Okay.
agreements?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great book. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that Don Miguel Ruiz?
Sí, señor.
Yeah, Don Miguel Ruiz.
And Janet Mealy.
Yeah, he studied Toltec.
Dang, Janet.
He studied with Don Juan.
Oh, look at him on the back. Hold on. Wait, you see this guy?
I think the other student of Don Juan was
Carlos
Castaneda. Ah, Frankie boy. Frank's hip to the game, man. Shout out to Frank, man. He knows what's up.
Too kind. Yeah, shifting the attention point, the energy egg. Old Mexican shamanism, huh?
Oh yeah, Toltec shamanism. Don Miguel Ruiz. Yeah, that's a heavy hitter for sure. Yeah, blessings, guys.
I feel like I'm keeping you from like more important things like self-care.
That's definitely. But yeah,
take care of your chi, and your chi will take care of you.
You gotta make some pot pie.
Yeah, I gotta eat.
Ooh, go eat. We can hang out for a little bit. We'll wait for you.
No, we got Tony Drake, so maybe I'll go eat in a little while. But yeah, we got Tony Drake. It's good to see you, Tony.
How you going, guys?
Yeah, blessings, sir.
How's your evening going? Day? What time is it there?
And we could have a Fatima appear here. So blessings, Fatima.
Fatima. Oh.
Hi.
It's nearly 12 o'clock.
Yeah, 12 o'clock over there, Tony.
Yeah, same.
Yes, midday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. What are you doing still up?
It's only 9:41 here. Oh, who's got the feedback? I'm gonna turn your YouTube off. Somebody turn your YouTube off.
Nah, it's cool. We're just gonna rock with it. It's too much hassle to figure out who it is. We'll just rock with it.
Lean with it, rock with it. Lean with it, rock with it.
Can you guys see my little avatar thing there? Like an orange circle?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If you want to go to a map, that is a photograph that I took from a place called Mount Franklin, and it's a photograph of a place called Bluff Knoll, about 170 miles away. The funny thing is, if you turn that at 90 degrees, it looks like one of the Titans lying down to sleep.
But from the angle
Yeah,
that you're
cool.
showing, it kind of looks like a nose.
Yeah, it looks like a nose. It's called Bluff Knoll in Western Australia, and that photograph was taken about 5 minutes before sunrise, so you got the glow in the sky.
That's really cool. How far is that drop on that bluff?
A few 100 feet.
Oh, okay. It looks way bigger.
But that was with a P900 on full zoom.
Who makes the P900? Is that Nikon?
Yeah, Nikon P900.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. 35 millimeter, or is it digital?
85 times optical, then plus digital.
Dang.
Yeah, 170. That's 170 miles. That should be 1 kilometer below the horizon.
I wish I still had my 35 millimeter. Man, I could turn one of these campers into a dark room easy. Do you remember seeing pictures done on like glass with like silver prints? Do you remember those? You still have those in Australia?
What are they?
So they used to print pictures on glass using silver.
Oh yeah, yeah. That wasn't probably. I mean, that started in Europe. That's some of the first cameras.
Right. Yeah, they still use that process. I've seen them doing it in the desert here in the US. I was just curious if you've seen anybody doing it over there.
No. I'm a very secluded person. I don't mix a lot. Yeah.
Relatable.
I just see it a lot on like Instagram and stuff like that. I guess maybe just because I've always been into photography.
Mm.
I love your hair, Fatima. It's freaking awesome.
Gracias. Thank you. I'm just painting on my nails at the moment, so
What color?
white,
Blanco?
blanco, so just painting my nails right now.
Do you do 2 coats?
No. Oh, yeah, for like the middle one, yeah. I already did the other hand, too.
Yes. Have you ever tried the gel with the light?
I have not yet.
I used to do that back in the day, like 2010, 2008, like, because I was so cheap back then.
Oh, yeah. I do it usually self, but I've been thinking about going to like a manicure or something like that, yeah.
No, just order the light, right? You get the light and you get the paints. You got to get the there's a bottom coat and then there's a top coat and then whatever colors you like, right?
Yeah.
And then you just do the light and it lasts so much longer and like it doesn't chip off as bad and it peels right off if you don't do like too thick of a coat. Just you can do like so much with that gel, and I like the Have you ever seen the chrome ones?
Yes, I have. Yeah, one of my favorite singers actually uses that one. Yeah, I
I
like her.
use the purple. Yeah, the purple blue color chrome.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. Her name is Arca.
Arca,
Yeah, she's from Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Yes, and yes, she is also like me. And we
Like,
call her the mother. You know.
do you get
Yeah,
to see
she's.
her?
Huh? No,
Do you go to
unfortunately.
visit?
Huh?
You don't go to visit though.
No, she lives in Spain. Even though I was in Spain last year, I want to live there. I'm going to live there soon. So yeah.
Have you been to Vera Playa?
Uh, n- Not yet. I've only been to Barcelona, Madrid, and Oviedo, Asturias, and some parts of Seville. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
uh,
It was
I,
nice because like I have like family from there, and they still stay there, and like like they like accept like my fucking like bullshit. If you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, but you could tell me sometime. But continue with
Yeah.
your story.
So I was just there, and yeah, I was there for like a month last year.
A month.
Yeah, I
Did you
went to.
feel like that was too short?
Hmm?
Did you feel like it was too short of a visit?
Oh yeah, for sure. I wish could have stayed there. Like I don't know why I came back here to be honest. Like I came back here thinking that I could at least find something of value here. Just one more
Mm.
chance. It was dumb for me to come back.
Well, they're opening it up so you can like live there for like up to I think I think it's supposed to be like 4 years at a time.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Depending on what work you choose. And I
Mm-hmm.
did. I saw it all over Spain because I drove through Spain and then flew from Almeria to Madrid and then flew back. And oh my God, yeah, I wish I had stayed there. And the Spanish government thinks I'm still there.
Wow.
No, not wow, because you're only allowed to be there for 2 months at a time. So if
Yeah,
I go back, I'm in big trouble if I don't contact the consulate
you
and get
saw what
this
happened like a month and a half ago with like
all the fires.
the Moroccans that just came in there barging in there like when they did you saw that?
Right, I'm sure they're gonna say like when they get caught, they're gonna claim refugee because I don't know
No,
what's going on
no,
in.
it's funny how that works because like a few months prior, like I think one government official of the US says like those places that belong to Spain actually belong to like a Morocco when like those places were under Spanish occupation for like 600 years. Well, not occupation. They are like they're culturally Spanish. Like they belong to Spain, rightfully so. But for some reason, the American government said that they belong to Morocco. And like when like the floodgates happened when it was open, right? Like one of the prime ministers of Israel said that oh, this is good.
I
So
bet he did. Oh,
he did say
creepy.
that. So yeah, that's what happened. You know, we need another reconquista because
Inquisition? What?
no reconquista.
Conquista,
Reconquista.
like
Sí,
conquistador, but reconquista.
yeah, Reconquista. Yeah, that was the first one when they fought against like the Moors.
How long ago was that?
That
That
was
was like,
like that stopped in 1492. It lasted for like 800 years. No, like 1,000 years. But they were persistent.
I mean, usually people that are trying to take over a territory are persistent, and
Yeah,
if there's people that aren't willing to fight to defend their lands, then what happens?
they just fall.
Invasion. It's an invasion. Just
Yeah,
like the Spanish that come up here. I mean, the Spanish settled here before white men did, so
yeah, they did.
they had
Yeah,
claim to it first. And the whole thing that happened in Texas was all You know, history's written by the victors. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, yeah, it is written by the victors. Absolutely. You know, like I don't think like half of the things that we're taught in school is accurate at all. No way. There's no way.
No,
Certainly
no.
not.
No, like
It's half truths.
I don't think World War II is as honest as is what's portrayed. You know, and the reasoning behind it wasn't so
It's like
transparent.
it's like the opposite of the truth, actually, if you really think about it. It's the complete opposite of what they tell us, and that's just so insane how, yeah, my people, the Jewish people, had all these books written, and they're like,
Oh,
this is what you're going to feed your children. Here you go.
oh, are
Hey,
you Jewish?
My
hey,
great grandmother was the last Jew of my family, but I did get to celebrate one Hanukkah. And I made a Seder dinner once. So, and I've been to synagogue because, you know,
Hmm.
people die and people get married. And I used to cater weddings and stuff like that.
All right. I'm not anything like that. So
What do you
yeah,
mean?
I'm Peruvian.
Okay, but like your native land, like how close do you feel to your native land?
Well, I wasn't born there because I was born in America, but I've been there twice as a kid, so I do like it though. I do like it when I was there. I just don't like the people there, and I don't like the government there, but I do like the nature and the ruins there. But the people there are not very good. They steal from you. They like scam you. A lot of scammers there. Like if you go to Machu Picchu, the indigenous people there will scam you. Like yeah, that's like what they do. Yeah.
Do you think it's right that our banks charge us like an extra $4.99 a month to protect our, like, you know, or secure the money that they are supposed to keep safe for
No,
us?
no,
Yeah, that's
it's
kind of stupid, right?
bullshit. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
pay for that.
I know. Yeah, I haven't paid taxes in my 25 years. You know, no taxes
Oh,
being
really?
paid.
I've been paying taxes and been getting garnished because, you know, I offered credit card companies like $5 a month, but they didn't want to accept that. And unless you like actually send them a check, and I don't know anybody who has time to write checks.
I don't.
So,
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I don't even know how to write a check. Like I just like do everything with like my a bank app, and that's it. Like you know, but I don't pay taxes at all. I haven't paid any taxes in my life, and I have a pretty short life. You know, 25. That's a quarter of a century. So
do you think if we stopped using money altogether and just started bartering and trading with our neighbors and like living off the land, do you think we'd be better off than we are now?
maybe, but I know there's some people who just grew a dependency on this lifestyle, so they're gonna want to stay for whatever superficial psychological
I mean, we all like our
psychological.
creature comforts, but I mean, the biggest thing is electricity, and you can have two solar panels and
Yeah,
run
right.
off of
Yeah, like
those.
people. Yeah, so I think it would be good, but like I think that there's some people who are just too like I guess like evolutionary like fucked up that they just want to stay in like the hustle and grind no matter what. They think it's like a less of a challenge in life to like not be like that. You know, that's literally their mentality. I know people like that. They're like, I want to suffer.
Consumerism.
Huh? Yeah, oh yeah,
It's called
consumerism. Yeah,
consumerism. Yeah, corporate consumerism because they want
correct.
everything delivered to their friggin' doorstep. Because they
Exactly.
don't want to go out and commute into traffic because people are aggressive. They don't know how to drive. The middle lane has now become the slow lane, so like it's even more dangerous to drive. And yeah, like when I get this electric bike 2 days from now, the guy inside's gonna freak the fuck out. You know why?
Yeah.
You want to take a guess? Because one of his friends was killed on his motorcycle because somebody on an electric bike made a U-turn illegally.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and then he got charged with, you know, reckless endangerment and the guy that was on the electric bike, you know. And
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of fucked up because I don't think he meant to, you know.
Oh,
And it was really traumatic for him, but That's the only way I'm going to be able to get around until I get back on paper. That's if I do get back on paper, and I don't think I want to until I move to Europe.
Yeah, what country you're gonna go to? You think?
I'm going to go to all of them because I was just on
Oh.
Italy, and that's where my father's family's from.
Oh, that's good. I love Italy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What part of Italy have you been to?
Roma.
Really? You've been to the city?
Yeah, it's very nice. The Vatican, beautiful, fucking amazing. Like, can't wait to move to Spain so I can have access to like Italy,
I
France,
just
and
want to see the farmland. That I didn't want to be on. I mean, I like being on the beach and everything, but I wanted to, see the farmland. But all I saw along the highways were caterpillars. The big caterpillars where they to protect the plants from the sun. Like
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know for sure.
As far as the eye can see, and I'm pretty sure Bayer owns most of them. Bayer Vegetalis is what I saw on the billboards.
Yeah, they do. One country I've always wanted to see that like is close to Europe, but people don't think it's European is Turkey. I've always wanted to see Turkey. Turkey.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And Crete and oh my gosh, yeah.
Because,
Where all the aqua like the
because
Caribbean Ocean look like it's all like beautiful. Like you can see crystal clear waters,
because like one of my friends that I've met recently online, I mean in real life, because like I don't have too many like real life connections, is from Turkey. I met her at the pool. She's like the lifeguard at my apartment's like gated pool, and she's really cool. Like she like offered me to like do my makeup and stuff. Which we're gonna do. We already like done it, and we're gonna do it again probably sometime next week. So yeah, she's really cool. But it sucks that she has to go back to Istanbul because, like, I like her. She's cool.
You could ask her to marry you, and then she could stay.
Right, but I'm gonna leave America, and like she's not a lesbian. It's not gonna work out.
Most marriages don't work out between straight people, so what does it matter? Like, what is it if you guys get along that well and she's willing to do your makeup for you?
Yeah.
You guys can hit the clubs together. You can be her wingman or woman.
Yeah.
Or
hey now.
Hey.
Easy now.
Hey. Yeah. Vice versa. Look out for each other because I'm sure is that nail polish. When you stick it in the drink, does it change colors if it's spiked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
It
Good
does.
stuff.
Yeah, and like
how much did that cost you?
Oh, this cost me like I don't know. Actually, it was a gift that she gave me.
No way.
Yeah, because like she was like, "Hey, I know how you are. Like, I know that you are like a peculiar individual and girl. So I'm just going to like hand you something." And she gave me this, and then I gave her coffee because like she works at the lifeguard. So yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really romantic.
Oh yeah, but like it's like nothing like that because like I already established that hey, I have my dispositions of being a lesbian and you're a straight cis woman. So yeah, it's
Did she offer to have you come visit her when she goes back to Istanbul?
Of course, yeah, and like it would make sense because like I'm gonna be in Spain hopefully before the end of this year. So we can always and like there's Spain, right? Here's Spain and here's Turkey, right? It's like in the Mediterranean. So yeah.
They look good. What color does it turn?
Oh, it's white now, but it might turn like gray.
It'll turn gray. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyways, I think I'm gonna have to get to bed now. But thank you once
Thanks
again
for the discussion. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Sorry for getting all personal and shit.
No. It's fine. Like I'm gonna write one book, and it's gonna be an autobiography of everything that I feel and know, and that's it. I'm not really gonna do that much, Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I'm gonna be like a Fernando Pessoa. Yeah, you should look him up. A Portuguese poet.
Yeah, make sure you have it printed in Espanol too. Espanol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it distributed across Spain and shit. Like, for
Yeah.
real.
But
I
like,
picked up so many books while I was on Spain. Like,
yeah, I bet you did.
ridiculous. I even got one that's in French. Yes. It's a philosophy dictionary.
Excuse me, I just burped. Oh,
No excuse for you.
there she. Oh, that's really nice. Whoa.
It's got pictures too.
Oh, that's really nice.
I know. And it was from I think it was in the French library or something at one point. It must have been one of the books you get for like $1 because they have to put all those new books in the shelves.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, but like you'll only ever see me on 2 panels. It'll be this one maybe, and then the other one is Life Abolitionist, and that's about it. I don't go on anywhere else. Like I refuse to go on that other one. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. Yeah, I don't like him too much.
You don't have to like anybody, you just have to tolerate him.
Nah, I don't. When I hear like his voice, it's like fucking like chalk. It's like nails on chalkboard. Oh shit.
I was in ROTC and like you do boot camp if you really want to. Like there's all sorts of things that you can do within ROTC in high school.
Yeah.
And the only reason I had to do it was because it was the only thing that was free. So like my point is just things get ingrained into you, especially if you join the service, that aren't really good proper etiquette, and it's literally just for conditioning purposes. So try and keep that in mind, because some of them older guys and gals, they are just so warped in their heads because they spent like 30 friggin' years in the service fighting for freedoms, and like you said the other day, oil.
Yeah, peace, Fatima. I appreciate you. Yeah, bless
We're
you.
all a little weird, right?
Yeah, I think I might be the weirdest, but
No, you're not.
hard to tell.
You got that dolphin handy? Let me see that dolphin. It's a safety dolphin. I feel like I need my safety duck. Where is my duck? Ugh! Like, safety word. What's your safety word?
You're pretty normal for the hood I grew up in, TML. It looks like a duck. It's not a dolphin.
No, but he has a dolphin. He has a stuffed dolphin. This is Bernard. That's his code name. Bernard.
Looks like he's got a sailor suit on.
He does, but he also has. I made him a breastplate because his hat makes it's like top heavy, and so he wouldn't float. So I made him this breastplate, and then I strapped it to him, and now he can float in the pool and in the bathtub. He just doesn't have a squeaker. He's a silent sailor.
Yeah, you can't have a duck that doesn't float. That's a bit of a contradiction, right?
I just don't want him to drown because, he deserves to live. He's my pirate duck.
Indeed.
R, matey. What's a pirate's favorite letter?
Didn't catch that. Wasn't clear. What was that?
What is a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
Wrong. Dead wrong. It's the C.
Fair enough.
Down to J.V. Jones' locker with ye.
How do you know if a sperm whale is gay?
I don't know how.
He bites the heads off submarines and sucks out the semen.
Inappropriate. Did you want to follow that up with something else?
Just gay sperm whales.
What makes them gay? Because they like the water and the sunshine, and they live in the sea.
They're always going after that octopus.
Oh yeah. Gonna just keep going with it now. If a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump his ass while he was a hopping. I got a one about a duck. I haven't told it in a while, so I might mess it up. Little Johnny's walking down the street. This is X-rated, children. Okay. Little Johnny's walking down the street, and he sees this duck, and so like he takes the duck and he's walking down the street with his duck, right? Do. It just happens to be his birthday. He's like, cool, I got a duck now, right? So he's walking down the street with his duck, do, and freaking he goes across the street and wham! Truck comes out of nowhere, slams into his duck, right? Duck's gone. Poor little duck. Oh man. Well, he's sitting there, he's bawling his eyes out. He picks the duck up and he will, freaking, bawling his eyes out on the side of the road. And guy walks out of the butcher shop and he's like, "Hey, yo, kid, I'll give you like 50 ducks for that buck, or 50 bucks for that duck." Right? I'm tired. I was supposed to eat the rest of my Korean food. So he's like, "Well, okay, I'll take the 50 bucks, sure." So this is the longest joke ever. I don't know why I decided to tell this one. I should have told the cold water joke. All right, so he's walking down the street. He's got 50 bucks in his pocket. It's his birthday. He's super happy, right? Do. And this lady passes by, this blonde lady. She got big, hoo-has, and she's like looking all fine. She's ready to go out on the town and all right. And what did she say to the kid? Oh man, see, I messed up the joke. I need somebody else to tell it. Does anybody know this one? Somebody take over. I'll just tell the freaking punchline. You ready?
Fire.
He gets home, little Johnny gets home, and he's like, his mom says, "So Johnny, how was your day?" He's like, "I got a duck for a fuck for a duck, and $50 for a fucked up duck." So I told it in reverse. Damn it. See, being Jewish is bad. You read everything backward. I'm also left-handed when I write. But I'm not a southpaw. The floor is yours. Come on, man. Somebody else tell a joke.
All right.
I'll tell you a story.
Yeah, Tony's got one.
Hey, I'm 78 years old, right? So you've got to realize I've had more experience than most of you. But when I was a little kid, about 6 years old, my grandmother used to teach Sunday school classes in the little village. And, oh shit, there's a bloody car turning up.
Really? I can't hear it.
Yeah, oh, well, I can see it. Oh, it's a friend of mine. It's all right. Anyway, yes, I'll try and make it brief. But she was giving Sunday school lessons, and all of the people in the village loved it because they could dump their kids off there at 9 o'clock Sunday morning and go and pick them up later on. So they have a bit of free time. And all the kids were listening to Granny telling stories. And one of the ones I remember is she had a blackboard. She had a blackboard and white chalk, right? And she said, what we're doing here is we're putting white over black in the two-dimensional realm. And that when you put black words on white paper, you're doing the opposite. You're creating a spell. And she says every word is spelt, and it's all spelling. And at the end of when you've put some spells together in a row with black over white, you can create sentences for people. And we've allowed the two-dimensional realm to take control over the third dimension. And that's where we're stuffed up at the moment. We're allowing the paperwork of the world to rule the world. It's only paper. It's only good for one bloody thing as far as I know. And I do not recognize paper anymore.
What thing is it good for? War? Is it good for war?
Wiping your ass.
Oh, dang it. I thought it's not you shouldn't wipe your ass with money because there could be any type of like bodily fluids on there.
Yeah.
Do not.
I'm not so much talking about the money. I'm talking about all the legislation.
I get it.
You go to the lawyer's office and he's got 1,000 books on his shelf. Have you guys been watching Archaics lately?
No, but do you like my new earring? Like, I can't fit it in the hole, but I really think you should look at it because it's got a cow's name on it.
Hey, I've got to go. I have to call back another day. I've got a woman here that's in a hurry.
Yeah, blessings, Tony. Yeah, I appreciate it.
That sounds kinky.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Ciao.
Yeah, peace, Tony. I appreciate you. All right. Okay, so we'll basically go to close this. If you guys have like some closing statement, I'm gonna go and eat some food and possibly just go to sleep at this point.
That was the fastest 45 minutes ever. Thanks for staying on later.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick 45 minutes. It's not done yet. We still have like 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, well, you guys go first because I gotta find mine.
But it's been pleasurable, and then we got like closers here. Yeah, definitely.
Do not seek treasure.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, big up to Tony Drake. Yeah, he got his lady friend coming over. Possibly a romantic evening for Tony Drake. So yeah.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Exactly.
Yeah, quit the darkness and seek the light.
Mahavariam. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Mahavariam Chandra Ditya Vimardanam Singikar Gaba Samba Tam Tam Raham Pranamam Mayham. And that is the chant for Rahu in Sanskrit. That's not my closing statement, though. I gotta go find. Hold on. I got books. Books.
Yeah, I saw you count in Hindi. That's pretty impressive.
Ek to din 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's correct. It's 1 through 10. Yeah, that's very good.
क्या आपको चाय पसंद है?
Yeah, would you like tea? Yeah, exactly.
क्या आपको सिगरेट लेंगे?
Yeah, would you like a cigarette? Yeah, exactly.
कृपया माफ कीजिए.
Wait, say that again?
कृपया माफ कीजिए.
Oh, yeah. Please forgive me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
कोई बात नहीं.
Yeah, don't worry about it, basically, is what that means. Very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
I got a few more. I just can't think of them off the top. Why am I drinking this? This is gross. It's poison. Blech.
Yeah, you got that closer, Verily?
Oh, bye. I love you. Bye. I thought the other two were gonna go first.
Well, yeah, I did too. Yeah, did you guys go or?
Ladies usually go first, but I want to go last.
I don't think you guys said anything yet.
Do not seek the treasure.
Oh yeah, you already said that. Yeah, Frank said something about light. Yeah, they already went,
Yeah.
Verily. Yeah, they already
Quit
went.
the darkness and seek the light.
Exactly, man. Hallelujah, holla back. And Battle Axe. You there with us still, or maybe she went? Oh yeah, she's still there. Yeah, let's do yours next. Yeah, she's getting it together, I think. Yeah, it's cool. We'll wait for it. Yeah, you got this. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a spectacular closer. I really do. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, she's cool. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, exactly. Quackers. Yeah, exactly. $50 for a duck. Y'all know. Y'all already know. Yeah, let me put this on. I'll put a little thing on for you guys. That'll make us feel good. How about it?
I have an excerpt instead of a closing statement.
Okay.
So my mother's involvement. Honestly, my mother has an outdated concept of what compassion looks like. When I was released from El Paso County Corrections on July 22nd, 2026, she asked me why no one offered me a cigarette and if I had cooked a Slim Jim snack sausage with a pocket lighter. And when I called her the night prior to my release, she stated that she would pray for me. An obvious dig at my choice of spiritual faith over her particular brand of dogma. She is still actively trying to convince me that I should forgive the guy that did this to my face for all that has occurred in the past 3 to 4 months. That's it.
Wild stuff, Verle. I greatly appreciate you calling into the show as always. And you know what I mean?
Do you think this would look good if I could get it to fit in my piercing hole?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it'd be different. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like that one video I showed you guys with the cowgirl, right, where she's got the cow outfit. But yeah, man. All right, guys, that's all we got today. Yeah, peace, Big Pond. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, Big Pond. Yeah, as a long time watcher, I greatly appreciate you checking out the content here, and yeah, all you guys. we'll be back tomorrow night. I can't guarantee I'll be in the best of moods then, but I'll try to present information to the best of my ability as we did today. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night. Some music and things, and yeah, I think you guys will have fun. Yeah, Verily, you can come back. Yeah, definitely come back. And
I might be
Frank,
reviewing. I'm probably going to be reviewing all of the discovery for my case because it is coming in early. So hopefully I'll be able to pick that up sometime tomorrow.
yeah,
But if I get tired of that, because it's going to be a lot of violent crap, I'll definitely swing by. Thanks for the
yeah,
invite.
yeah, come tell us about it. And yeah, blessings to you. And yeah, I hope that goes well. And yeah, Frank, hope you make it back here, man. And tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe,
Blessings.
I believe me
Plan
and
on being here, Frank?
yeah, Frank will be here.
Yeah, for sure.
And
For sure.
and me and Reddington will definitely be here. Hopefully, we have the return of Tony Drake. Maybe we'll get a call in from Lorp. Long anticipated call in from Lorp. One of the most, he's a very thoughtful brother, and we greatly appreciate him. The hours we've spent talking to Lorp, man, I greatly appreciate you, brother. Blessings to you. I hope you're doing well and your family. And Rad Chatter, thank you, madam. I appreciate you. Blessings. Okay, so thank you for watching us here on the Machine Lies, where we talk about the lies of the machine.
On the machine that lies.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, enjoy the the music, and we're here for you guys. And as I announced, we will take like a 2-week break at some point after I'm done covering a substantial amount of the content. And I don't know when that'll be right now because it's taken me a very long time just to get through Heidegger. And I want to kind of get through all of that and before we move forward. But yeah. Okay, so talk to you guys soon. Blessings. I'll play like some music, some tracks. Hopefully you guys like it. I feel like yeah, okay. So yeah, talk to you guys soon. Yeah, peace.
ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयममृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयममृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयममृतात् बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयममृताते
Yo, it's sinister, stricken, mad long. War cloud, snake versus crane production. Sit back and sip a premonition of future kings and flying magicians. Mad physician, possessor of occult power, scribe incisions. Personify the greatness, drifting weightless in all forms. I had the storm, legion torn, blood spattered and battle worn. My crown adorned by 3 stars, perfected resurrection. Okay, God of war, saw beyond the light, astral projection. I Caesar's low convulsion, Sidonia face erosion. Body frozen and chosen, I step from the explosion. Infected with the wounds of past generals through the sniper scope. Days consumed in battle smoke, wretched bullets shatter hope. Soaked in blood oaks, heavily doused in hell's fire. Hung the Messiah, son never steps on the broken British Empire. Everlasting darkness under such treacherous disguises. Desert pre-truck, conjure holding ether that paralyzes. Avoid despair, descend into madness, nervous paranoid. Voices trying to avoid this white noise, mind destroyed. Prophecies in poetry ascend towards the absolute. Dancing through the back streets, playing my dusty flute.
2 warring kingdoms must join forces to fight off a dragon attack that threatens to scorch the planet bare. Only one would survive this momentous clash. As rappers, they knew there were gas chambers there, influencing animals' chances of survival in a confrontation between hunter and prey. King Kong, Skull Island, the spectacular Spider-Man, the amazing Spider-Man today. The Axis series, extraordinary armaments of the Axis during World War II, the Vortex Cannon, Army in Space. Remember the sounds of mystery, the perfect killing machine. San Quentin was designed to hold 3,317 inmates. Spectacular castles and a fire-spitting dragon. You were buried under such Jasper. A train wreck, a racetrack long shot, or a tunnel disaster. This rhyme was built mainly for the extermination of MCs. You hear my billowing laughter.
Mystic sage, no age, better face of ancient savage king. Swing rotten in chains from the grave, guilty of sin. Whole visions, blade ridden, held in prison, hidden forces. Afflicted with the sickness, torture forts, lighting torches. Camouflage behind stars, survivors left cursed. Thick swarms of flies pouring from my mouth, now fill the hearse. Mind aligned with the skies, blind, stuck and deluded. Broken, drunken wreck, I wept with the wounded white fox and orthodox locks, paradox, unconscious mind stops, obscure, not detected, swift, gifted, elusive warlock. Fatal how it struck, you best to duck, blow poison darts. Met the by witchcraft from the past, stole the lion's heart. Spearheads embedded in my flesh, I laid the seeds, implanted with the mark of the beast. I'm restless death, left with no peace. I'm reckless in a state of steadiness, uncertainty. Serpents in the sky, daily drops of mercury.
Yeah. It's too real. How y'all feel out there? Let me know if it's real out there. Cause it is out here. It's a game of survival. Niggas is trying to live out here. Round here, I watch cats hit the floor and ain't man Johnny Gill out here. But it's too many cowards around. My real niggas getting killed out here. It's still out here. But to tell you what it is out here, a whole lot of pimps, some live bitches out here. They liable to set you up. Man, everybody thugging it out here. Narcos.
I am on fire. I'm standing in water with live wire. I shouldn't be alive. I wasn't alive prior. My gun had live rounds. It hadn't died either. It's on a strict diet that's high in iron and fiber. I'm not love worthy. I'm fine in isolation. My murders and crimes are just fines and violations. I like being the brains behind the operation, but I'm bloodthirsty. I might die of dehydration, but I don't like charity. I'll recoup and recover. I live life vicariously through others. I'm living off the blood that I take from my true customers. If someone ain't pulling their weight, the group suffers. My gun's sensitive to the slightest of vibration. I gotta be patient and wait for the right occasion. I need enough strength to control my night cravings. I need a blood bank that can hold my life savings.
You have a good soul, and I hate giving good people bad news. Don't worry about it. As soon as you step outside that door, you'll start feeling better. You'll remember you don't believe in any of this fake crap. You're in control of your own life.
I lived underneath of hell. I couldn't eat, couldn't leave the cell. I couldn't see, I learned to read from a speaking spell. It was everything I needed, I was treated well. Just another day at the office, I was Steve Carell. I couldn't sleep, I'd stand the entire task. A would-be king, the man in the iron mask. I was trapped, my capturer had the higher grasp. Till I snapped the bars and shattered the fiberglass. It was enemy territory, foreign sand. It wasn't heaven or hell, it was borderland. My birth parents must have had a more important plan. They left me on.
He was just a normal man, but something got into him. He became demon-possessed.
Vices and virtues, hard to juggle. Life is a circle, a dark struggle. Heart's jungle, the strong will survive. I solve puzzles that torture the mind. Caught in a bind, sinking in quicksand, on the decline. I think I could withstand, trying to cope with the stress and anxiety. I've lost hope, I'm a threat to society. I'm a zombie, I'm a sleepwalker, kamikaze, dynamine aura. Life is very spooky if I am not wrong. It's like a scary movie without the popcorn. It's me they probably after, decide to give chase. I feel the body snatches and try to win race. Torment, my head was spinning out vomit. Haunted by skeletons in the closet. The soldiers, the guards, the sentries. I know that the odds are against me. I'm colder, I'm darker, I'm empty. It's over, the horror will end me. The soldiers, the guards, the sentries. I know that the odds are against me. I'm colder, I'm darker, I'm empty. It's over, the horror will end me.
You need spiritual weapons to fight this war. You fight spirit with spirit. It is a spiritual warfare.
Hate hypocrites, lot of nerve, don't have shame. Play innocent and the first to cast blame. They preach loud, but they have sin though. I peek out the stained glass window. In pain now, there's no help it seems. I came down with low self-esteem. My mood swings, there were brighter days. I grew wings there to fly away. A fire blaze from the bottom of my heart. Have drive and rage, but it's sorrow in the dark. Grief and tension, bleak, I'm in deep depression. Meek as I heed the lessons, I need the blessings. They're posing a threat, the demons crept in. My soul is possessed, dampened spirits. I'm ill with cold and flu, a champ who's fearless, but still I'm vulnerable. And sea of doubt, I've sighted the shark fins. Weep and pout, view life through a dark lens. I shake on a winter evening. I'm facing my inner demons. The soldiers, the guards, the sentries. I know that the odds are against me. I'm colder, I'm darker, I'm empty. It's over, the horror will end me. The soldiers, the guards, the sentries. I know that the odds are against me. I'm colder, I'm darker, I'm empty. It's over, the horror will end me.
And once the one demon gets in, he brings his friends in as well. But once they grab a hold of you, they take control of you, then you're not yourself anymore. Then you destroy yourself and you destroy other people. And you are in bondage, you cannot do anything about it. You become a captive of Satan.
Hold on, shift. No hands. Lane swerving on the ends, getting closer. Ain't no other way around, straight ghosts. They seem like they had it on the poster. Don't even look that wild to me. That's just me. We singing some pray while my nigga preaching. Give love, some reaching. Some chill by the curb, never feasting. While the sun chill, we teaching. Moon calling on my speaker. On the road for my people. When meals repeat. Lost in light like I be off in the street fucking right. Hear me clearly, working for the light every night. Not creatures, snakes everywhere, I see 'em. Like any window we clean, it's fresh every night. Like my features, my soul flesh. Connect till we ain't half taking no steps, I'm only bringing half a mile. All of them next cash out. Ain't worried about shit, walking in here, my hair out. My socks, new nails, laughing, speedy dragging. Trees just passion, look both ways when you pass. Look both ways when you tryna catch it. Pull over to the side when we get tired. Gang still active, it's all cause of passion. You can't tell a nigga nothing when he made up his mind. Tragic, but I feel him exactly. Gold days, mind swinging all the time. Rabbit chasing what I like to desire. Hoes in the pavement, see I'm pacing in my mind. See I'm piecing together all of my mind. See I'm pacing, slow chasing all the time. Look both ways, gone. Gone. Look both ways. Look both ways. Look both ways. Both ways.